Welcome to the webinar. This presentation is called How to Message People on LinkedIn and Actually Get a Response. This is a big issue that a lot of people have. They don't get responses on LinkedIn. Have you ever sent somebody a message and then crickets? You don't get a response from them? It can feel really overwhelming to have to send messages to people and then just don't respond to you. I want to tell you a story. I joined a networking group about 10 years ago. And I started messaging people in the group, like emailing them to meet with me and so on. And some of the people were not responding to me. So I saw them at a networking event and I said, "Hey, what happened? Why are you not responding to me? Did I do something wrong? Did I offend you? Did I offend you?" And they're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't get your email." And they looked and it was in their spam. I thought that they were just ignoring me. Meanwhile, they were just living their life. I want you to realize something as a kind of like a foundation for this whole thing, for this whole webinar today, this whole workshop, is that most people, they never even saw your message. They never even saw your message. They got inundated. They got busy. Or maybe they saw it, they wanted to reply, but they got busy with the next thing. Are you guilty of ever sending somebody a message and then waiting for them to reply and not wanting to bother them? Just write guilty in the chat because I know I've been guilty of that. I send somebody a message, they don't respond, and then I make an assumption about it. You know what the word assume? How do you spell assume? If you separate it into three words, it's a famous thing, Eileen. It's a famous thing. Okay. You take the word assume and you spell it and you realize, oh my God, I assumed. And so I don't want you to make assumptions. Instead, what I want you to do is take action. That means you send somebody a message, they don't respond, you send them a follow up message. Like today, I sent somebody a message. I sent somebody a message yesterday. I said, happy birthday. They didn't respond to me. So I sent them a happy birthday picture and an animated GIF. Now I didn't realize I clicked on the wrong one, and it was a picture of Trump saying happy birthday to them. I promptly got blocked by that person. Now, I'm okay because they have never responded to any of the other messages that I've sent them for like literally 3 years. And so I realized like, oh my gosh, I really must have offended this person. And now they blocked me on LinkedIn, which is fine. I have 30,000 connections. I don't mind if somebody blocks me, especially after they haven't responded to me after I've been wishing them happy birthday, happy anniversary, whatever. Most people they like it, and I like that most people like it, but some people they get annoyed by communication. Some people just get annoyed when I communicate with them, and that's okay. You're going to annoy somebody. Russell Brunson. Has anybody ever heard of Russell Brunson, the guy that wrote .com Secrets, the CEO of ClickFunnels? He said that if you haven't pissed somebody off by noon, you're not marketing hard enough. So he's saying if you're marketing, if you're networking, if you're building relationships, if you're putting yourself out there, you're going to upset some people. That's just the reality of it. So as a foundation of this presentation, I want you to know that A, some people just never saw it. B, some people saw it, but they got busy with something else and they wanted to respond. C, don't make assumptions. And D, some people are just going to get upset because of your existence, because of your light, it's their own stuff. If somebody's upset, it's really their own stuff. So I want you to realize that as kind of like a brief overview. Now I'm curious to know if you guys are using EVAA or not. Are you using the premium version? Are you using the trial, the free, or not yet? What are you using in the chat? Let me know. I'm curious to know which one you're using so that I can kind of show you what the options are in terms of how to use it, and in general how to leverage LinkedIn in a proper way. Okay, so we have a couple people with premium. Most people here have AVI Premium. We have a trial. We have a couple people that are using the trial. Okay, let me share my screen and show you something just delightful here. I'm going to go into my messaging because I want this to really be about messaging because messaging is what causes conversations. So this woman here named Sandy Webster, you see we're going back and forth here. I said, nice talking to you. Let's connect. And then she connected. I said, thanks. She never responded to my thanks. That's okay. A couple months later, she was celebrating her birthday. I said, hey, Sandy, happy birthday. She's like, thank you. God bless. That was the next day. And then I said, thank you. And then again, this year, I sent her happy birthday. I said, hey, Sandy, happy birthday. Today's your birthday. It's a very special day. And she said, thank you, Joe. I said, you're welcome. She said, happy belated birthday. Sorry about the late one. I usually get all the November people since it's an early one. You see that? So we went back and forth. Now I'm going to send her another message over here. I'm going to open up EVAI. I'm going to click on the little microphone button here. Do you guys see the microphone button? I'm going to click on the little microphone and I'm going to say the following. I'm just curious to know if you've seen my new business that's an artificial intelligence assistant for this amazing platform. Let me know if you got a chance to see it, or maybe I can send you a video. Do you see the way I had the AI type all this up for me? I didn't actually have to type up this message. This makes my time a lot faster on LinkedIn. Now I press insert, it inserts it, and I press send. So now I'm moving the conversation from just greeting to qualifying. You see, I'm greeting the person, I'm qualifying them, and now she already saw it in real time. You see that? She saw it at 12:09 p.m. Now she might respond, "No, I haven't seen it." And if she responds that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Evi AI and I'm going to use a template. You see, I have lots of different templates in here inside Evi AI. There's like a little template button here. So I can search demo and I can send her a link to the demo video if I have it here, or something else. You know, I have lots of different templates that I can send her. But my point is, she might respond and say, "I haven't seen it yet. I would love to get the demo," or she might not respond at all. Look at that. She saw it, but maybe she got busy with something else. You get what I'm saying? Now I can assume that she's not interested because she saw it and she didn't respond yet. But the reality is she might be in the middle of a call right now. You know, like I'm totally interrupting her. I didn't reserve the right to have her respond to me every single time. Like, who the hell do you think you are that you expect everyone to respond to you the second you message them? It just doesn't work that way. So most people are not going to respond right away. So what I can do is I can use Evi AI to keep the conversation going. So I'm going to look for the demo persona. See if the demo persona is here. So I made one called Joe Apfelbaum demo, which let me see if it'll load. I made a persona called Joe Apfelbaum demo, and for some reason it's not loading. I have too many personas. Let me try again. Let me try it on the feed. But essentially, I have a demonstration video that the AI will automatically inject the link to it. You get what I'm saying? So I can just inject a link to a demo video. Go here. Typo comment. Let me hit generate just to kind of see if this actually works. Okay, so that works. Um, but what I'm going to do for Sandy is once she responds to me, I'm going to wait for her like maybe a day or two or whatever. If she doesn't respond, then I'll go ahead and send her the next nurturing message. But do you see the way people are actually responding to me in the DM? Not everybody responds, but a lot of people respond. And so my goal is to message people, build relationships with them. Now, let me show you something interesting. If you click on my network on LinkedIn, you see I clicked on my network. Do you guys know how to get to see your own connections on LinkedIn? If you're not sure how to do this, in Evi AI, we do have a shortcut in the Learning Hub. If you have premium, we have quick links. If you upgrade it to premium, we have something called quick links. Have you guys ever seen the quick links in the Learning Hub? Okay, so Eileen's saying she has not seen it. So if you're using Evi AI Premium, I highly recommend you like spend like 15 minutes going through these links because these are really important links for LinkedIn. We make things very, very easy for you to kind of put all these for you here in an organized way, and they're all in alphabetical order. So if you scroll down, you might be able to see your pending connection requests, your recent connections. So I want to go to my recent. Do you see those recent connections here? So I'm going to click on recent connections. And this will make it really easy for you to be able to see all of your current connections on LinkedIn. Now note there are two search boxes here. Do you see one on top here? The regular search box. But then there's a little one here called search by name. Now the reason I like the search by name one is because the LinkedIn URL on LinkedIn will not change if I do a search by name here. And the reason I don't want the LinkedIn URL on LinkedIn to change is because if I change this LinkedIn URL, it's called a profile view each time I load somebody's profile. And I want to limit how many times I'm loading people's profiles because LinkedIn will penalize you if you look at more than a few hundred profiles. Depending on the level of account that you have, they're going to penalize you. And they're going to limit your account. And they might even say you're using automation, even if you're manually opening up people's profiles. Now, I'll tell you the reason why they do this. LinkedIn doesn't want people to steal all their data. And every time you open up a profile, you get a lot of data about a person. So if they limit you to, let's say, 100, 150, 200 profiles, you can't steal that much information. But if you suddenly open 10,000 profiles, by the time you open up more than 200, they're going to have a heart attack and they're going to block your account. You get what I'm saying? They're going to rate limit you. So how do you send out 100 Thanksgiving messages or 200 or 500? By the way, how many connections do you guys have in the chat? Go ahead. Tell me how many connections you have on LinkedIn. I'm curious to know how many you have. Okay, 3,400. So how do you send out 3,400 messages? How do you send out 500 messages in one day? How do you do that without triggering LinkedIn's algorithm, without going crazy? So this is something that we teach inside our accelerator program, and we have regular training programs, and we have 52 different lessons that we teach people on how to leverage LinkedIn. But I'm going to show you right now how to send people a Thanksgiving message. Now, tell me your favorite first name in the chat. Do you guys have a favorite first name? Because I like to go through my connections dashboard and identify all the people that have similar first names, because this helps me be able to go through all of my connections relatively quickly and sort people by first name. So I'm going to show you something really cool in my connections dashboard. And all of you that have Evi AI Pro, when you upgrade to Pro from Premium, the next level will be Pro, will be given a dashboard for all of your connections. That's going to be one of the upgrades that we're going to be giving people with Pro. And there's going to be many, many more upgrades. So, for example, Mike O'Neill has 29,000 connections right now. I would love to put them into a dashboard for him, recognize, strategize, and prioritize them, and sort them and filter them and make sense out of them. So check this out. I'm going to share my screen right now. I'm going to click on this little pivot table, and this breaks down, this little dashboard will break down all the people that, for example, are connected to me and that are named Amanda. Okay? Because somebody said their favorite name is Amanda. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in here, and I'm going to look for all the people that I'm connected to named Amanda. I'm just going to search Amanda in here. Do you see that I just searched Amanda? Now, according to my LinkedIn dashboard and to my connections dashboard, I have 68 Amandas. So if I scroll down here, I should be able to see 68 Amandas without loading anything new on LinkedIn. You see this page didn't change. You guys get what I'm doing here? So what I want to do is I want to message every one of these Amandas. But if I had to open up all their profiles, you know what LinkedIn would do to me? It would have a heart attack on me, especially because I already opened up 100 profiles today. So how do I message these 68 Amandas quickly? But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on the message button here. Now, this message button doesn't load anything. It just loads our recent messages inside LinkedIn without loading a new profile. You guys get that? Isn't that cool? So I can do this to all of these Amandas, and they would be very happy. So what am I going to send Amanda here? I'm going to send her a greeting. What type of greeting am I going to send her? I'm going to send her a Thanksgiving greeting. And I'm going to say, Amanda, thank you for being my connection on LinkedIn. I wanted to take a moment and wish you a happy Thanksgiving. I will be with my family. Hope you will be enjoying. All the best. That came from a template inside Evi AI. You might say, Joe, but how did you save a template in Evi AI? It's very simple. You go to the back end of Evi AI and you click on templates. And then you can click on a new template and save a new template. You see on the top right, there's a purple button that says add new template. When you click on add new template, you can say whatever you want the template to be. So for example, thank you so much for being my connection on LinkedIn. I really appreciate it. I noticed that you looked at my profile, and I'm curious to know if there was something specific that you needed or you were just browsing. Okay, do you see that? That would be like a thank you for viewing my profile thing. So I would do profile view, first degree, just like that. And then I'm just going to write message as the category because I want to tag things. And then I press save. And I just saved this little message here that I can use as a template later inside LinkedIn or anywhere else that I want to use a template. If I'm on my mobile phone and I want to open up Evi AI, I could still access the templates and copy and paste templates into LinkedIn. You get what I'm saying? Templates save so much time. If I want to delete a template, I just click on the three dots and I press delete. I could also duplicate templates and edit the template. So I'm going to hit delete template just to delete this one to show you how I deleted it. And I just deleted the template quickly. Okay. Creating templates for the things that you do most often will save you a ton of time. So back to the Amandas, I can generate off this template. Let's say the template was a prompt. I could generate off the template and it'll generate a thoughtful comment with the right goal, with the right tone, and with the right persona. And in this case, I'm going to use a Joe Apfelbaum demo persona just to kind of show you the demonstration video. This is the Evi AI demo persona. So if I hit generate, it would read her profile, it would read the message, and it would say, thanks for being my connection, wishing you happy Thanksgiving. By the way, I'm curious if my AI can enhance your LinkedIn experience. You see the way it tied in the thing with the link? Because I used that persona and that template together. Do you guys see the way I use personas and templates as one? So I'm going to press insert. And by the way, it does the whole thing for me. I press insert and I press send. So I wished her a happy Thanksgiving. You see that? I wished her a happy Thanksgiving. And then I said, by the way, I'm curious to know if you checked out my thing. You see that? Just like that. Now, is it possible that she's not going to respond to me? Yes, it's very possible that it's not going to respond to me. But I have to do my due diligence. I have to do my thing and actually invite people and send messages to people. Now, I wouldn't send somebody this demonstration video thing unless they really ask for it, but I sent it to this Amanda just for the hell of it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to this next Amanda here, and I'm going to do the same thing. Hi, Amanda here, just on a mission to blah, blah, blah. 2017, she sent me that. I wrote hi back, and she never responded to me. I'm going to go ahead and just paste in this exact template that I have here. I'm going to press insert, and instead, I'm going to just add the word Amanda here. Amanda. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this just for the sake of showing you how you can just copy this template. And I'm going to press send. And do you see the way I just sent this to this Amanda? Now, if I wanted to quickly send it to 10 other Amandas, I just have to open this up and then just paste it like this. This is me greeting Amandas. You see, I'm just going to go for it. And now I can look at the last message I sent each Amanda and send all these Amanda's messages here. Now, keep in mind, I have 30,000 connections to go through. So I can be messaging people from today till tomorrow, and I'm not going to be able to keep up the response. You see, I already wished this Amanda today at that happy Thanksgiving. I'm not going to wish her again. So if you were using automation, this would be a problem, but I'm not using automation. I'm using an assistant called Evie AI that helps me be able to really connect with these people and build relationships. And occasionally I'll send people a minion, hopefully not a minion of Trump, but a minion. Okay, moving on. But do you guys see what I'm doing here? I'm wishing people. And look, sometimes I message people, and they don't respond. And then sometimes they respond. You see that? How are you? I said, amazing. I said, Happy New Year. She saw it. But since then, she haven't seen any of these messages. So what I could do is I can right click on her name. I can open it up in a new tab, which will keep this whole window open and my workflow open. And then I can actually inspect her profile. And if I want to call her, I could click on contact info, and then I could pick up the phone and just call her if her phone number is in here. Do you see her phone number right here? Is her mobile numbers here? Now, so for many of your connections, you may not know that your mobile numbers are right there. So what I can technically do is I can open up my CRM, and I'm curious to know, do you guys use a CRM? Say yes, I use one, or no, I don't use one. I'm curious to know if your CRM is capable of doing phone calls, but mine is capable of doing phone calls. So I'll go in here, I'll search in Vega, and you'll see all of my LinkedIn connections are in here. Let me see if Amanda Vega is in there. Is it Vega or Vegas? I don't remember what it was. I'm going to hover over Vega MBA. I'm going to search Amanda Vega. Okay, so she's right here, Amanda Vega MBA. And what I can do is I can why is her thing not load? Amanda Vega. I'm going to click on this. It did not load. I'm going to do it over here. Amanda Vega. Press search, click on it, see if that works. For some reason my computer is not behaving itself. Amanda Vega. Okay, now it worked. I'm going to put her phone number here and save it. Um, I also I'm working on building an extension, building it to my extension Pro, which will allow you to push a button from here and it'll automatically go into your CRM. That will be very nifty, which we're going to be rolling out next year for Pro users that want to integrate their CRM. But now that I saved her information into my CRM, she's already has her basic information saved. I can just give her a call now, which is something a lot of people are afraid to do. I'm curious to know in the chat, tell me, are you afraid to call people or are you comfortable calling people? I'm curious to know. Go ahead and let me know. Eileen said, there's so much here. It makes my eyes cross. I must crawl before I walk. Not afraid. Hi, Amanda. It's Joe Apfelbaum. Can you hear me? Fantastic. I just wanted to call to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. I know I sent you several happy birthday messages on LinkedIn and maybe you didn't see it. Is it because you're mad at me or something or you really love me but you're busy? Ah, too many. Ah. I know May 22nd was such a special birthday for you, and I was hoping that you would respond. I even sent you a smiley face. This year and last year, I'm doing fantastic. I'm actually doing really, really well. I'm helping a lot of people with my new AI for LinkedIn, and I'm really, really loving the impact that I'm making on people in 37 countries around the world. You want me to send you a demo video? Ah, okay, I'll send it to you. I actually moved to New Jersey. I actually moved to New Jersey. But I do come to Phoenix sometimes when people hire me to speak. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, 100%. Yes. Yeah. Here we are. I love that. I love that. And what I'm going to do is I'm also going to drop a comment on your latest post as well while I'm at it. Why not? Because I see you haven't gotten a comment on your post. So I'm going to drop a comment on there just to show you some extra love. Awesome. Awesome. All right. All right. Thank you so much for picking up. Happy Thanksgiving. Wishing you a lot of love. And I look forward to talking soon. All right. Goodbye. Take care. Bye. What just happened, ladies and gentlemen? This was random, right? Remember? This is random. I pulled up an Amanda, a random Amanda on the list that hasn't responded to me in years. I've been messaging them. I've been messaging her in years. And now she's interested in what I have to offer. She's a chief marketing officer. She is in the position to buy my product for her business. And she's also in the position to refer the crap out of me. You guys understand what's going on? Write understood in the chat if you're getting the message. If you're not getting this, say I'm not getting it. Eileen says, I'm not afraid, but I have a clear when I have a clear reason to call. Is it a clear reason to call somebody when you wish them happy birthday year after year and they don't pick up and they don't respond? I believe that that's a clear reason. And did you realize that I asked her? I said, "Are you mad at me? Did I do something to you?" Now, I knew she wasn't mad at me. I didn't know she loved me, but I gave her the two options. I know with my kids, I got to give them two options. Either take a shower now or take a shower in 5 minutes. Pick your poison, whichever one you want. It's up to you. It's totally up to you. Take a shower now or take a shower in 5 minutes. So for her, I said, did I do something wrong? Are you upset at me or do you love me? She's like, I love you. Do you get that? I gave her two reasons. She chose the one that was not the one that would sound offensive, you know? Because if she was like, actually, I'm really upset at you. You know, you posted something on LinkedIn. I didn't like it. I vomited in my mouth, whatever. You know, get what I'm saying? But she didn't say that. She said she loves me. So now that I know she loves me, I can offer her, hey, do you want to learn what I'm doing? Let me send you my demo video, blah, blah, blah. And then boom, the demo video is in her LinkedIn. I left her a comment. I'm the only one that left her a comment. No one else left her a comment in the world except me in the past week. And so now she knows who I am. She sees what's going on. She'll save my phone number that's in my CRM. And could you imagine if you did this 5 times a day? 5 times a day. You had 5 little conversations like that. And I cut the conversation short. I could have qualified her. I could have learned more about her. And I'm going to call her back. Trust me. This is not over. Me and Amanda Vega, it's not over. Okay. I'm going to call her back and we're going to go deeper and we're going to unfold the next level. I'm going to invite her to a posting party. I'm going to learn what her goals are. I'm going to go deeper. But this comes from a DM that was not responded to. You guys get that? This comes from a DM that was not even responded to. So the fact that I send a DM is a reason to call if they didn't respond. But she did respond a while back, so I know she's real. And also, we've had conversations maybe 10 years ago or whenever we connected. Because I do reach out to people as soon as they hit connect, I try to call them and build a relationship with them. Now, if you don't have a CRM and you need a CRM, just write need CRM in the chat. What I can do is I can take all of your LinkedIn connections and drop them into a CRM and then give you access to be able to call them, just like I did. I can give you one. And as a matter of fact, our Black Friday special, we sell a CRM for $3,000 a year. So you can buy it for $3,000 a year. Or our Black Friday special, when you upgrade to Pro, we're going to give you a year of this CRM that costs $3,000 a year. So if you guys are interested in Pro, just write Pro in the chat. And as soon as we launch the landing page, I will send you access to it so you get that $3,000 value. I'm also going to give you guys probably $50,000 worth of value for Pro because I want to really support you guys deeply. And so it's a limited space for how many people I'm going to give access to Pro to, but because I want to throw the bus at you guys, not literally throw a bus, but like I want to, the saying, okay? I really want to give you guys a lot of value, and I want you to actually do these things and take action on them. And so I'm attempting to add $50,000 worth of value to, not under the bus, right? Annie White said, not under the bus, but throw the bus. Basically, I want to give you guys a lot of stuff. So whoever wrote Pro in the chat, I'm gonna send you guys the offer as soon as we have it ready. I've been wanting my team to get it ready last week, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago for the Black Friday special, but things have just been slow. My developer is driving from Dubai to Pakistan, and like things are things are happening, and like his computer broke and blah blah blah. But you know how I don't know if you guys know how it is to build software, but it's just even just getting the checkout page ready is just a lot of teeth pulling. So we're working on it. Building this business, this Evie AI business, has been such a personal development journey for me. There's so many times that I could have quit, so many times. Most recently, we got a cease and desist letter for LinkedIn because we have the word LinkedIn on our website 21 times. And they said people are confusing us with LinkedIn. Okay, imagine that. In our last company, we called it social selling. They sued us and said we're not allowed to use the word in our business. And we didn't have the money to sue them back. So we changed our business from social selling to evergreen. Think about that. LinkedIn sues the little guy with a startup with like $50,000 in revenue when we started the business. We literally had almost no revenue in our business. And then we got a letter from LinkedIn saying, hey, we're going to sue you because you're using our copyrighted in social sell in. And I was like, we're teaching LinkedIn. We're telling people to buy LinkedIn. Like, why are you attacking us? And they're like, just change your company name. I was like, that's going to cost us thousands of dollars. They're like, well, then would you rather spend that or spend tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands getting sued? And I was like, okay, we're going to change our company name. And so we changed it to Evergreen, EVYRGREEN.com. And that's the history, the name of Evergreen. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but in January, some rogue law firm said that we're not complying with LinkedIn's terms because we have our name LinkedIn on the Chrome extension page. And so Google didn't even care. They just took our Chrome extension down. We lost customers. It became a whole nightmare. That was January. I could have quit right there. I said, you know what? I'm not going to do this. But instead, I hired lawyers. Now I have more money than I did years ago. And I fought them and we won and they put our page back up. But it took a few months to do that, of fighting back and forth. And I don't like fighting. I went through a divorce. I went through a divorce because I didn't want to fight. You get what I'm saying? And so I had to fight with that. We got it back. And then fine, we're calm. All of a sudden, a couple of weeks ago, we get a letter from LinkedIn saying you're using it on your website now. We just literally got it approved for the Chrome store. And now we can't use it on our website. So like now we hired a 1,500 person law firm to fight them. It's going to cost tens of thousands of dollars just to respond to the letter. But you know what? We're making an impact. We see we're helping people in 37 countries. When you're doing something big, you will get attacked. I have a guy, one of my LinkedIn connections, not going to say his name, but he did Bitcoin back in 2014. He was doing a lot of Bitcoin. I remember visiting Zappos in Las Vegas, and I went to go visit him, and his garage was full of Bitcoin miners. And I was like, what are you doing? And I wish I would have I was kind of jealous, like, oh my God, 2014, he was doing Bitcoin like crazy, buying data centers and going nuts. And I called him recently and I said, hey, I feel like an idiot that I didn't buy it back then. And I'm so like envious of like, the fact that I could have spent 100 grand on Bitcoin then, and now I would have had millions and millions and millions, if not, ridiculous amounts of money. And he's like, don't feel so envious. I said, why? He's like, because they're putting me away. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, some criminal convinced me to give him Bitcoin for something or whatever. I ended up just doing it, and the government decided that I was involved in kidnapping and all types of stuff, and they're putting me in jail because I made so much money, and they're just trying to take it all away. And I was like, wow. Okay, I'm not envious anymore. I'm like, I like my freedom, like I like my freedom, finally I'm divorced and I'm free. I don't want to go away again, like I don't want to go away. I want to stay here and just help you guys. And like, he's like, I said, what's the one advice you have for business owner? He's like, don't grow too big. Don't grow too big. He's like, get to a place where you're comfortable and don't overdo it, because if you get too big, if you're trying to go for billions. And I was like, I don't know. I said, I just want to help 1,000 people. That's what I'm here to do. I want to make a difference for 1,000 people. I have 30,000 connections. If I can help 1,000, go very, very deep with them in the next year. So, like that would be amazing because we already have 1,000 customers in 37 countries. Now I want to take it to the next level and offer pro, which means offering training and data and support and going deeper with all the people. So for those of you that wrote pro, we're going to go a little bit deeper next year, and I'm really excited about having you guys go through this journey with us. And thank you for being patient when things go down and LinkedIn makes a change on their HTML and things don't work exactly the way you want it to work. I know some people get antsy. They're like, "What are you doing here?" Da, 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 but things change. So we try to get things up and running as quickly as possible. Okay, back to what we were teaching. I wanted to give you guys that story so that you understand. Was it helpful in the chat? Let me know if that story was helpful, or you just want me to get right back into whatever it is that I'm doing. I want to know, like, when I tell those types of stories, if they're helpful or not helpful, because for me, I would want to hear those stories. So that's why I'm doing that. So back to the Amandas. Back to the Amandas. You can see how I'm just down to 8. I did 8. I always tell people send at least 10 messages a day. But I did 8 and I got into one conversation from the one person that, because I saw that I messaged her and she replied in the past, you see that we went back and forth, I decided I'll pick up the phone and call her. But I can just keep going on to all the different Amandas. And remember, I have like, what, 68 Amandas? You see, I've been sending this Amanda messages since the beginning of time, and she hasn't responded to anything. So I can do the same thing with this Amanda. Obviously, not send her the other Amanda's thing, but I'm going to go pull up the same template that I used for that Amanda. I'm going to press insert. I can go in here and just Amanda her. I'm going to demand that she's an Amanda. I'm going to press send. And now I'm going to send her a happy Thanksgiving. And I can do this for all the different names. Now I have 500 unique names. I have 500 unique names that I'm connected to on LinkedIn. Do you guys have any idea how many unique names you're connected to? I have 500. Out of my 30,000, like 95% of my connections only have 500 names. Okay, 500 first names. And so you can break down first names. You know what I love about first names is I can take those first names, paste them into ChatGPT, and then it'll tell me how many of them are male, how many of them are female. Interesting, right? And so it'll tell you your demographic. And then also, first names indicate how old a person is sometimes, because parents were giving kids names in different decades based on whatever was popular in that decade. So if you do your research, you'll see that certain people that were born in certain years are a certain age range. So you can also kind of determine those factors. You could also determine where people are from their last name. So you can segment out all the different last names that you have, paste them into ChatGPT, and tell me what are the demographics of the people based on the last name. So there's a lot of information that we're going to be able to compile with the LinkedIn Connections dashboard that we're going to be offering all the pro users as well. So not only we're going to put it into the CRM, we'll give you the dashboard and we'll give you data, and we'll also teach you how to enrich that information with other data as well, because there's a lot of data available in the world against a LinkedIn connection. You know what I mean? There's the first name, the last name, the company name, how many followers they have, where they went to school, but also data about their company and other data about the demographic and their industry and so much more information that LinkedIn doesn't make available. But there are third-party tools you can attach to the LinkedIn data to give you insights based on whatever your goal is. So it's really interesting. And when I'm sending messages to people, the key is to personalize your message in a way that will allow people to be able to want to respond. And that's the whole purpose of our conversation. So two things: just because people don't respond doesn't mean they don't want to respond, but if you make it really easy for them to respond, the likelihood of them responding is going to be very high. You get what I'm saying? So you need to make it really easy. Now, a lot of people are not building curiosity. They're not greeting people. Instead, they're selling them things. Realize that when you send somebody a DM on LinkedIn, the DM needs to be short. Does anyone know why the DM needs to be pretty short? Can you guys guess why it needs to be short? Not because size doesn't matter. No, it has nothing to do with that. Why?
Attention span.
Attention span. That's one. What's the second reason it needs to be short besides attention? Does anyone want to guess, or should I just tell you?
Limited time.
Okay, Greg hit the nail pretty hard, so it can be viewed on the phone. Sean said precision. All those are true. So those are three really important points. Attention span. When the little box on the phone or on the computer opens up, it only shows a limited amount of information. Do you guys ever see that when somebody sends you a long message, you got to have to like scroll up, scroll up, scroll up to see what happened before? So people only see the last thing that you sent them in that little tiny box, whether it's on your phone or on your computer. And so they're not going to want to answer you if they have to go scroll up and make that investment to go start reading stuff. A, because of their attention span, and also because like someone sends me this long ass message, I'm like, I don't even know what they want. Like I'm moving on to the next thing. You know, the investment of time that you have to make to start reading a whole paragraph that somebody sends you, unless I really know who the person is and I really really know them, chances are I'm not going to read that thing. You know, maybe I'll copy and paste it into ChatGPT if I'm bored and say, "Hey ChatGPT, make this into a sentence. What does this person want?" You know, like what do they want? Why are they sending me these Megillas? In Yiddish, it's a Megillah. A Megillah means a really long message. That's the saying. So why are they sending me these Megillas? So I don't want you to send people Megillas. Instead, I want you to send people greeting and short messages and pique curiosity because people are by nature curious. So if you want someone to respond to you, make it really easy for them to respond. The other thing is like, does the person trust you? You know, like someone's not going to respond to your message if they don't trust you. And the way to build credibility is by leaving comments on their posts. So I first called up Amanda, then I left her a comment. Often what I'll do is if I message someone and I intentionally want them to notice me, I will then mention them in their own comments of their posts. You guys know how to do a mention? You press the little @ sign and then their name pops up and you click on it. That's how you do a mention. I can show you in real time. If you want to see, right, show me. And then the other thing is if someone's not responding to you and they haven't picked up your phone and they haven't responded to your mentions, there's a concept called mutual connections that you can leverage. Greg said, show me. Let me quickly show Greg. Let me share my screen real quick. Let me share my screen real quick. By the way, I just see somebody sent a message over here on their conversations. I called Mayor the other day. So Mayor's another guy that I called out of the blue the other day. Chase, okay, Chase sent me this message where we went back and forth. So these are text messages I'm getting from people. So this guy said, I don't recognize this number. Please text. Hey, Larry, Joe Applebaum for EVAI. I was thinking about chatting on LinkedIn. He said, hey, thanks for reaching out. I'd love to speak to you. When would you like to chat with me? I'm more than happy to give you a buzz today. Do you see the way I'm sending him a text message? We're going back and forth under text. So you can also send text messages from this particular CRM as well, like SMS. As a matter of fact, we can set up an automation in this CRM that when somebody sends a word to your text message, they automatically get a response. So if you sent the word demo to 973, I'll put this in the chat, 973, so you guys can see it, 973-841-8868. If you send the word DEMO to that number via text message, this CRM will automatically respond with a demonstration video of my software because I programmed it to do it. So if I'm, let's say, for example, in a locker room at a sauna and somebody's like, hey, and they're talking to me and I'm like, do you use AI? And they're like, yeah, I do use it. But, you know, I wish I had a great one for LinkedIn. I was like, you know what? Do you mind if I send you a quick video? And then the guy's like, sure. And I say, just send the word demo to this number. And he sends demo to 973-841-8868. He'll instantly get a response from the CRM. Like, for example, I just got one over here, this 904 number, and this, you know, and it already sent you the demonstration video. Do you see that? Or this 305 number, just got it. And then a minute later, I programmed it to also say something like, hey, let me know if you checked it out or whatever. And then the next day, it'll also send a message, but it's going to stop there. I can have it keep going on and on. And then I can use enriching tools to automatically tell me who this person is. But the point is that using technology like this will save you a ton of time. And if I'm doing a podcast or a seminar and I want people to get to send me their information, I will often use this technology to get that information. But let me show you the thing. So if I want to get through to this woman, Krista or CJ, she posted a week ago. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to have Evie AI write me a post, write me a comment, I should say. So I'm going to hit generate. It's going to read her post here. I'm going to insert the comment over here. I'm going to tag this guy, Brandon Fabitstein's E-Trike is great at Brandon Stormer. I'm going to say the E-Trike is a great innovation. The E-Strike is a great innovation. I'm going to tag Krista. Okay, I'm going to click on her name. You see I pressed the @ sign. I started typing her name, and then I clicked on it. Did you guys notice that I did that? I'm going to press mention. I'm press comment, and now it'll comment on her post. It's exciting to see how the design can enhance mobility. Check out FAI for more on tech empowers. So if I wanted, so now she's going to notice this because she's going to get a notification. Where do you get your notifications? On the top right corner here, see it says notifications? That's where you get notifications right here. That's powerful to get a notification right here. And if you click on mentions, you can see all the people that have mentioned you. So, for example, Charles Robinson mentioned me. You right? You see? And also Tina mentioned me, and Jane mentioned me, and Themby mentioned me, and all these people are mentioning me. You see that? And so whenever you get a mention, you get a notification. You can filter for all notifications or you can filter for mentions. So later, go through your notifications and see who has mentioned you, and then realize that when you mention somebody, it's very powerful. Eileen said I have a hard stop in 15 minutes. No worries. I'll make this replay available in our community. So if you want to know where our community is, Eileen, when you log into EviAI, on the left side, there's a button that says community. You see that? Remember, there was a button that said templates, and another button that says post writer, another one that says save profiles. There's one called community. When you click on community, because you're an EviAI premium user, you could just click on discover our community. You could log in. We'll let you in. There's 600 other people that are in there right now that are all engaged LinkedIn users. And on the top, when you click on the word community, you can actually see what everybody's kind of chatting about. You see that? So Renee said, how often do you reconcile your accounts? Rick said something about respect. I have the posting party here that we had yesterday. By the way, tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern, we're having another posting party. So if you want to join, write party in the chat, and I'll send you an invite to the posting party. And I'll show you how you can also find it. It's on our EviAI company page. But if you want to come to the party, just write party in the chat. I'm going to go to /company/EviAI. So Ganesh just wrote party. I'm going to click on events here on the left side. It'll show me all my events. So this is the posting party for tomorrow. I wrote let's be grateful. This is our 6th posting party for the year. And I'm going to have special posting parties specifically for pro users once you guys upgrade to pro. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tag Ganesh here just to show you how you tag people. So I just wrote Ganesh and I'm going to click on his name. Hope that you can make it to the posting party. I'm going to press comment. And now I just left him a comment and I mentioned him and he's going to get a notification. Now, if I want to invite people to the posting party, all I got to do is click on the share button and then click on invite. And then I can select people by name. For example, Steve Gard. I want to select him by name. I click on his name and I click on invite. Now, there is a hack that I teach in my trainings where you can invite 100 people at a time, and you can actually invite 700 people at a time. You guys want me to show you the hack? Write hack in the chat and I'll show you the hack. But in the meantime, I'll share with you this link here, and I can show you that little hack on how to invite several hundred people at a time to an event. So let's say you created an event for your posting party or for whatever you're doing. You click on the share button and you click on invite. When you click on invite, you can select one at a time, right? That's annoying. Do you want to select one at a time or do you want to select many at a time? Let me know in the chat, many or one. So I can create a Chrome extension that automatically selects all of these, and then I can press invite, which I'm thinking to myself now, that's a good idea. I should create a Chrome extension that automatically selects all these checkboxes. I'm going to do that. But I'm not going to do that right now. I'll do that in our co-working hours. But if you click on any of these dropdowns, for example, location, that's a dropdown, right? Location is a dropdown. So I can, for example, pick, guys, what location are you based in? Are you based in Georgia, Atlanta, Tennessee? Let me see if we can get the first person. Miami, Chicago. We're going to do Miami. Okay, I'm going to click on Miami, Florida. And now I'm going to hit show results. It's going to show me all of my connections in Miami. Now there's a little checkbox next to here. You see that checkbox? So if I scroll down and I actually load all of the connections in Miami, as you keep scrolling, and by the way, if you hold your middle wheel on your mouse and you just pull down, it'll just keep loading and loading and loading and loading all the people. You see that? You see that, Eileen? Isn't that crazy? Now, once it finishes loading all the people, whatever, let's say it's 100, 200, 300, whatever amount of people, you just click on the first checkbox next to where it says Miami, and it'll add all the people here. In this case, it's 168 people. Now I press invite, and all 168 people get an invitation from me. Now, there is a limit. You can only invite 1,000 per week. But 1,000 is 1,000. So if your event is in like 3 weeks from now, you can invite 3,000 people, but you can do it from each account. So for example, let's say you have 3 executives in your account, or you have 5 friends that will do it. You can log into other people's accounts. Like, I'll give you an example. I'll log into Tammy's account. I got permission from her. Don't worry. She lets me do this. People are like, how can you log into Tammy's account without her permission? Trust me, she lets me. I go into Tammy's account. I click register, so Tammy will register. Now Tammy's a registered member of this event. And now when I click on manage and I click on share, I click on invite. Now Tammy can invite all the people from Miami that she's connected to. So she searches Miami, she presses show results, and she'll just drag down. And as she drags down, it loads all of her Miami. She has less Miami people than I do. I'm going to click on select all. There's 60. She just invited 60. So she can invite 1,000 from her account as well. And so I can do it from all the different accounts that I have, all the people that I know can each invite. And that's how some of the events on LinkedIn have hundreds of thousands of people that are invited, because people create a group of, let's say, 100 people, and they each invite 1,000 people each. That's 100,000. Get it? And so some people have a coordinated effort where they do those types of things. You don't have to do it. They don't have to go crazy. But, I don't even want 100,000 people at my posting party. If I had 10 people, I'd be so happy. Last time we had 34 people. It was too much. So I don't want millions of people. I want to actually build a relationship. How many conversations can I technically have? A lot of people don't realize this. They want to go viral, but the reality is you can't handle viral. You want to see viral? I'll show you viral. Here, let me show you viral. You cannot handle viral. Some people died from COVID from going viral. Let me show you. Let me go. Now, I'm not going to show you the dead people, but let me show you something else. Let me click over here. I'm going to click on me. I'm going to click on posting an activity. I'm going to show you a post that went absolutely viral that I just can't handle. I can't handle the post that went viral. I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to try to find my viral post. I'm going to scroll down. You can load up to 50 posts at one time, but look at this. This post over here got 13,000 likes. You see this? Evie AI wrote this post. 13,000 likes and a ridiculous amount of reposts, 2,600 reposts and 700 comments. Do you think I can go through 700 comments? Do you think in the history of my life I'm ever going to be able to go through and make it through all 700 comments? I can keep hitting load more and keep hitting load more and keep hitting load more, and I'll keep hitting load more forever. I'm never going to get to the bottom. You know what I mean? It'll crash my computer before I get to the bottom. So it's just super annoying to have to deal with all this stuff, and I just can't handle it. I don't have the time to do it. I have no interest in doing it. Most of these people are just like, whatever. But this guy's semi-retired over here. If I want to like all these posts, I actually wrote a little extension yesterday. Me and Dharma, we sat down and we wrote a little extension. And the crazy thing is that you can click on my little liking extension. I call it the auto liker. And you click on it, it could find all the comments to like on. Check comments count. I found 11, and I said like all comments, and it just liked all the comments on the page. So, because we were talking, he said, Joe, you know what I wish? I wish that, what somebody gave me a strategy that you should go to influencers' posts, find the 50 comments that they have, and like everyone's comment, and they'll all want to follow you because you liked all their comments, because they get a notification when you like their comment. I was like, why don't we have AI write us an application that does that likes everyone's comments? He's like, no effing way. He's like, I'm a developer. I can develop it. It'll take me 200 hours. Like, hang on a second. Let's do this in 15 minutes. He's like, what? 15 minutes? Are you kidding me? I was like, I'm not kidding you. I was like, let's do it. I showed him how I did it. We went in to Claude. Have you guys heard of Claude? CLAUD. I said, Claude, here's the LinkedIn website. Here's the HTML. Do me a favor. Make me a Google Chrome extension that will click like on all of it at once. And so we went back and forth. We argued with Claude for a while because Claude's like, I don't know, whatever. And we finally argued with it for that's why it took 15 minutes. Otherwise, it would have taken a second. And it went back and forth, back and forth. And then Claude at the end, after I finished doing it and it worked, it said, you cannot use Claude till 5 p.m. You use too much Claude. Even you're paying $20. You use too much Claude in this 30 minutes of whatever you're going back and forth and arguing with me. Now you're punished. You can't use Claude till 5 p.m. And I was like, no problem. I opened up a new Claude account and I kept using Claude. My point is, or I switched to ChatGPT or go to Grok or use their API or what is a million different ways. The point is I use it to the max, and you can find a problem you want to solve and use AI to help you solve that problem. But be smart about what you're doing, because he said he tried to do, let's say, 75 likes at once, and LinkedIn kind of froze his account for a second and said, hang on, what are you doing? And so he's like, all right, let's just keep it to 30 likes at one time. Don't overdo it, because you could load 500 comments at once and hit like, and it'll just like all 500. But LinkedIn's going to be like, what are you doing? Why are you liking 500 comments at once? Are you nuts? You're going to break our website, So, because every single time you like a comment, it needs to create a notification to the author of that comment. Get it? So now you issued 500 notifications from your account, they're going to notice. But if you issue 20 notifications or 30 notifications or 11 notifications at once, it's fine. You get what I'm saying? That's why I don't make these tools available to the public. But for if you're on my community, click on the classroom, scroll to the bottom of the classroom, and click on Joe's beta Chrome extensions that he created with AI, and you can download it right there if you're level 3 and mess with it. But again, use it at your own risk because if you overdo it, they're gonna slap you in the tuchus. And tuchus is a Yiddish word. Okay, tuchus, tukis. Some people say tukis. They can't say the Hanukkah. They can't say the cha. Can you guys say cha in the chat? Let me know if you can say cha for Hanukkah. Hanukkah is coming up very soon, so let me know if you're a Hanukkah sayer or you say Hanukkah, right? Hanukkah or Hanukkah in the chat, depending if you can cha or not. Okay, so back to the DM. Why do we take such rides here when we go together? We just take these left turns. I don't even know where we came. Oh, we were talking about DMs. By the way, do you see how much I enjoy like reverse engineering LinkedIn and coming up with strategies to build relationships and get to know people? My goal is not to go viral. That's what I wanted to say. My goal is not to go viral. I want to have 1,000 conversations a year. That's it. That's my cap. How many conversations do you want to have a year? I want everyone to set an aggressive goal, but not one that's going to overwhelm the crap out of you. Is 1,000 too much? Is 5 a day too much for you? 5 a day, 20 a week, 80 a month, 1,000 a year. Can you handle 1,000? Let me know in the chat. Say I can handle 1,000 or you can't handle 1,000. I recommend that everyone try to handle 1,000 because if you have 1,000 people that you had a conversation with, you have to be able to generate 6 figures. You have to in profit in your pocket, not just randomly, but in your pocket. If you can handle it, say you can handle it. So most people, they try to get as much as possible and they don't get their 1,000. I just want you to like focus on 1,000. 1,000 is a meaningful number. If you had to look through 1,000 rows on a spreadsheet, how long would it take you to just scan through 1,000 rows? If it takes you 30 seconds to look at 100 rows, it would take you 10 times that. 10 times 30 seconds is 300 minutes. How much is 300 minutes? Let's call it 5 minutes, 300, whatever, 300 seconds, right? So 300 seconds is, I don't know, a couple minutes. Let's just say it's 4 minutes, 5 minutes, but spend 15 minutes on 1,000 rows. You get what I'm saying? Your eyes won't bleed if you look at 1,000 rows, but if you look at 30,000 rows, your eyes will bleed. It'll be very difficult. So 1,000, I think 1,000 is a manageable number. 1,000 should be manageable, and everyone should be able to handle 1,000. So I really want you to focus this coming year on the 1,000 number, whatever 1,000 means to you. 1,000 conversations, 1,000 relationships, 1,000 interactions, 1,000 prospects, 1,000. If you can focus on 1,000, then you can make 100,000. You get what I'm saying? And not everybody wants to make 100,000 in profit. For you, 10,000 will be just fine. But I think with inflation, I think making at least $100,000 profit, I think everyone needs to do that every year. You know what I mean? I would say that that's the minimum you should be going for, which is $100,000 in profit. Some people want to make millions. That's okay. I'm hungry. I want to make millions. I've made millions every single year for the past whatever. God knows how much a year in revenue. I think the first year we hit 1 million was 2009, I believe. Wow, it's been a long time. No, 2010. 2009 we were 500,000. Then 2010 we did 1 million, and since 2010 we've done 1 million every single year, over 1 million. So some years were 4 million, 5 million, but my goal is to tell you that it's because I focused on the 1,000 number. A lot of people are trying to focus on millions, but they're not even getting hundreds. So if you say, okay, so my goal with Ajax Union was if I can get 1,000 people to pay me $10,000 a year for my agency, I'd have a $10 million business. When I got to 5 million in revenue, I realized that's not the type of business I want to have. I don't want to be serving 1,000 clients doing marketing services for them, but I can service 1,000 people doing a software for them. You get what? There's a difference. So right now it took me 10 years to get to 1,000 customers at Ajax Union, but with Ebby AI, it took me under a year to get to 1,000 customers. Crazy, right? Like I just wrote about that on LinkedIn. And it's because of LinkedIn. Because LinkedIn gives me the opportunity to connect with 30,000 people. And I've been working for a decade to get to that number. It didn't just happen in one day. They say overnight success is 10 years in the making. And I added not 15 minutes of faking or waking and baking. I just threw that in for fun. But you get what I'm saying. My point is, if you know who your 1,000 people are and you make sure to message them every month, let's say, or every quarter, whatever the goal is, and then you get on the phone with 80 of them every month, I'm telling you, your business is going to dramatically change. Do you agree or disagree that your business would change if you create that like 1,000 context and you don't try to go for millions or hundreds of thousands? Like if 1,000 people knew you, liked you, and trust you, and I know people are going to say, Joe, there's a Dunbar number where we can't have 250 deep relationships at any given time. I think the average number is 150. I wrote it in my book, High Energy Networking. But there's a difference between having meaningful relationships, like the meaningful relationship you might have with someone who's very close to you, that you could have a beer with, that you can go out with, and someone on LinkedIn that you'll have a relationship with them, you'll get to know their goals, and they'll be in your CRM with notes and all their contact information, but you're not going out to Turkey with them. You know what I mean? You'll turn them into a client, but you're not going to bring them home to meet your family. That you have boundaries. That's the idea. But I think 1,000 is a good number. Like if you don't have 1,000 people that know you, like you, and trust you, there's work that needs to be done. And if you're willing to do the work, you're going to get the results. Might not happen in one day, but over the course of the year, you can make a serious impact. Like, and could you imagine you were targeting those 1,000 people for a decade? What would happen? You would have a very vibrant business, and you'll rinse and repeat, and there'll be people that will die and people that will leave and people that will no longer be responsive, and you'll replace it. But if you focus on 1,000, I think that'll really change your perspective and make it doable too. Because sometimes we get so overwhelmed by the billion. Think about this. There's a billion people on LinkedIn. A billion. That number is unfathomable. Do you know how much a billion is? It's an unfathomable number. It's so big that you can't even imagine it. Like a billion. Wow. Even a million is a huge number. Like imagine trying to service a million people. Like you can't even fathom it. So with that, I just want to end to say happy Thanksgiving. I'm very, very grateful that you guys showed up to this. For those of you that wrote pro, look out for it. You're going to see a post about it. Then I'm going to post about it. I'm going to message in the community. I'm going to email you guys about it, but it's going to be for a limited time only. Um, so if you guys are interested in pro and signing up, let me know. And thank you very much for being in my life. I really appreciate you guys. And I'll see you tomorrow at 12 p.m. at the posting party. Please make it and invite a friend if you can. All right. God bless you. I'm going to have all my 5 kids for Thanksgiving. I'm so excited. We're going to go buy a turkey. We're going to make a beautiful turkey. And we're going to have so much fun together. I'm driving into Brooklyn to pick them up, to bring them back to New Jersey to have dinner with them. And then I'm going to take them back to their mother because their mother has them this weekend. But I'm so excited. So appreciate you guys. And yeah, I'll see you on the next webinar. Boom.